Is this the beginning of the end? My master short and much more discussed on today's episode. Let's go ahead and get started. Hello everyone and welcome. I'm your host Jitsuko Toshiro, bringing you all of the latest cryptocurrency updates. If you are new to this channel, I want to give you a warm welcome. I want you to check out this pinned video. I'm currently doing a giveaway for $1,000 in USDT. All you have to do is watch the pinned video and check out the details there. Now, one thing I want to point out in this channel is I keep giving you guys short sentiment, and here's the reason why. Let's take a look at the DXY. The DXY is the relative strength of the dollar. I am bullish on the dollar, and the reason why is because the feds are pushing for the dollar to regain its strength. And the way they're doing that is by pushing it through monetary policy, pushing it with interest rates. They're trying to fight inflation. That's going to crush risk on assets such as crypto. And crypto is a risk on asset. You have to put it into that bucket, and you have to understand that if that's going to be the case, we are headed down. So let's do some technical analysis on the dollar. Let's see if I can back up this thesis. Take a look here. We have a rounding bottom here, and then we had a rally. This rally was in July of 2022. This was when crypto was being crushed, like absolutely crushed. You can blame it on Luna, you can blame it on a bunch of other things, but the dollar was rallying, okay? Take a look here. We had another rounding bottom in the same area of support. I told you guys, look, we're going to rally. Here's some resistance here at 105. Okay, we finally got that sell-off. But what's happening is we're holding on to that support where the dollar is going to regain its strength. It's going to crush through this resistance, and it's just going to keep rallying up. Don't get caught on the rally to the upside. What's going to happen in crypto during that time frame? Well, everything's going to sell off. Taking a look at Bitcoin, we have a very interesting price action on the daily. Right now, we have 3 hours left before the daily hour closes. I want to point out a few things that are going on the daily time frame. Number one is we have this nice little scam wave. What I expect here, depending on the daily close, I will tell you where we are going, but this is a very pivotal moment here on Bitcoin. We did go all the way up to retest almost 24,000. We couldn't really reclaim it, and we couldn't pop up higher. So I'm expecting actually a sell-off to end the day. It's a very interesting price action. It was mainly due to, I think, the monthly opening. And when the monthly opens with a nice wick, it ends with a big bearish candle. So that's something to keep in mind. If we start the month off, which is we have a new month opening today, if we start the month off with a bullish sentiment, it usually sells off. So it's going to be a very interesting price action here. Another thing I want to point out is on the weekly candle. If we use one of our indicators, which is the relative strength index, we do have a bearish divergence that's been confirmed, and now it's taking time to play out. These things take weeks to play out, but when they do sell off fast. That is why I'm in my master short. Relatively speaking, it's a lot of currency for me, so this is going to be a big short, and I'm just waiting for it to play through. One more thing that is on my side is the EMA 50 and the 200. We have that death cross, and that death cross is finally seeing follow through. One thing I want to point out with the death cross is I want to show you how strong this indicator is. We had 2 wicks trying to break above this $25,000 level. I told you guys this is the line in the sand, the psychological and the technical resistance that's been playing here. And as you can see, we finally got that sell-off. I'm expecting this week to end red, and then we're going to finally see the follow through. Another thing that we have on our radar is the CME gaps. You can see here on the CME gaps, one big gap that we're eyeing right now is this $20,000 gap. Remember, we had that big move to the upside, and then we finally had some consolidation underneath this resistance, but I think we're going to come back down and fill up this gap at 20,000. Let's look at the intra-day chart, 4-hour time frame. You can see on the 4-hour, we're printing a bunch of M patterns. M patterns are bearish. They're not something that you typically want to see when you want price action to go up. So a lot of indicators and price action are telling us, hey, don't get trapped in these wicks. Even if you're day trading, don't get trapped on these wicks. Look for short setups because you don't want to be trapped. You don't want to be the liquidity that gets trapped and then we move down. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. You can see on the Ethereum price action, things are looking similar to when we went down during the FTX crash. I do have a few targets in mind for Ethereum. This $1,300 level, if you're trading Ethereum, this is a key level of support, and if we break past that, I'm just looking at the June lows. I want us to go to the triple digits. I love Ethereum as a cryptocurrency, but I don't know where it's going to go. Right now, I can tell you guys price action is getting weak. We're trying to reclaim this resistance here, and it doesn't seem like we can. So I do expect us to come down on Ethereum. Unfortunately, that is just the name of the game here. We are going to retest these lows at 1300, and depending on whether or not we can hold that support, we do have a lot of support here. Depending on whether or not we can hold it is going to be another question. And let's look at the weekly time frame. You can see on the weekly we don't have a death cross, but we're consolidating between we're consolidating between the 50 and the 200 EMA, and these consolidation patterns are healthy actually. If we do consolidate here for quite a bit of time, I can expect the pop, but if we don't reclaim this area right here on the 200 EMA, I'm expecting some sell-off, and then we get that death cross here with Ethereum as well. Unfortunately, Ethereum doesn't look too great in these conditions, especially with Bitcoin wanting to sell off. One more thing I wanted to point out with you guys is we do have support here at this $460 level if we do break the June lows. That is the next stop of support. We do have this $800 support, but I don't know if it'll hold because that was the same support that held for the June low. So we'll see what happens with Ethereum. I have it on my radar, and I do have my key target areas of support. Let's take a look at BNB. This is the master short. If you guys are following this channel, I told you guys this is probably one of the best shorts you can enter in all of crypto. And the reason being is because look, we have this diagonal resistance and then we have this horizontal support that makes you a descending triangle. Descending triangles tend to break to the downside as far as probability goes, and you can see here now we finally have that follow through on the weekly time frame. If we zoom in on the daily time frame, there's a few other areas of resistance I want to show you guys. Number one is this horizontal resistance here, and it's been the key factor. And when two resistances collide, you get more resistance, and there you go. Another thing I want to point out, and I've pointed out on this channel, is rounding tops and bottoms. We have this rounding formation on the daily time frame. Once we break this $300 support, we're heading straight back down all the way to this $200 support. So take a look at this rounding, this doming type of price action. These things, although these are all day candles, we've been waiting for a break to the downside, and we're finally going to get it. So take a look here, be ready for that with BNB. Next up is Solana. Solana is looking actually relatively strong. We had a major sell-off on Solana. This sell-off was actually due to the FTX crash. They sold this for liquidity, and then they finally bottomed out, and then boom, you had that 4-5x move. Okay, now where are we on Solana? If you're new to this channel, I'm going to show you something very good with Solana. We have a relatively speaking long pattern of this, but it's a head and shoulders pattern, and you can do a diagonal support here. And what happened is we came down, now we're retesting for the breakdown, and I do have key targets here. Number one target is going to be this $4 area, and then obviously we have this $7, $8 support. So those are two key areas for Solana. If you're looking at a massive short, here it is. Now, stay safe trading and good luck.